welcome. I am DEJI36O. Now, after months of intense speculation and uncertainty, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has finally announced that he would be running for Nigeria's 2023 presidential election if he gets the nomination of his party, the APC. Now, Osinbajo's declaration to contest came behind the declarations of other frontline aspirants of the party now. And of course, these aspirants have openly expressed their desires now to go for the country's top job. Osinbajo, in his declaration speech now, reeled out his credentials and how hard he's worked with the president to drive policy implementation and give the government directions. He has now promised reforms and improvement in key areas of the economy if given the chance to succeed incumbent President Muhammadu Buhari, who is serving out his second and final term as stipulated by the country's constitution. Now, by throwing his hat into the ring, Osinbajo has not only put to rest now speculations about his interest to contest the ticket of the ruling APC. He also might be going head-to-head now with a man widely seen as his political godfather and former governor of Lagos State, Bola Tinubu, who has long announced his intention to run as well on the platform of the APC. So, no question, interesting days are ahead of us. The Vice President's declaration is now a big talking point in the country, and of course, it's beginning to cause some kind of division among party members and supporters, and of course, that's quite understandable. Joining me on the program now to discuss this further is Professor Sadiq Abba, who is a political affairs analyst and, of course, a political scientist. Thank you very much, Prof, for joining us on the program. We have talked about Professor Osinbajo's intention some time back, but by then he had not declared. Now that he has declared his intention to run, we know that, well, definitely he's going to contest in the party's primary. What's your take on this?
First and foremost, it's good that he has finally declared his intentions and his plans to contest for the 2023 presidential contest. As a citizen, he has both the constitutional and conventional rights to aspire and to contest. Nobody is going to deny him that. But there are other considerations that ought to have been taken into consideration so that at least we put it in a proper perspective. One, for somebody to aspire to the highest office in Nigeria, there are certain fundamental realities. Number one, his own national outlook, how Nigerian is he, what are his political tentacles across the Nigerian divides. That's the first consideration. The second consideration is what are his power base within the ruling political party, because the party system is very strong in Nigeria, and if you are to contest under a political party, you might have done your homework for the past at least 7, 10, 15 years within the party. How far has he gone in that direction? And most importantly, nobody is going to underestimate the power of the presidency in swinging victory or defeat to potential aspirants. So how solid is he within the presidency? So these are three considerations that at least will play out in Osinbajo's decision. But most importantly, some of the questions that we ask at various political platforms in Nigeria is this: what happened to the rich and culture and values of the Yoruba kingdom, whereby that the respect for elders reigns supreme, because the Yoruba people celebrate projects and promote values and orientations that have that rewards loyalty, that rewards leadership.
Well, maybe when it comes to power, it's a different ballgame altogether.
No. What has been going for the Yoruba nation in Nigerian political system is their capacity and ability to exploit to the fullest the Yoruba cultural norms and values. That is the hallmark of their own political and democratic strength in Nigeria since 1960. And I think a lot of people in Nigeria will be celebrating Osinbajo's entry because for the first time in so long a time has come whereby the what had been holding the Yoruba nation as a unified force politically is now being put to test by Osinbajo's entry, because for him to challenge Bola Tinubu, who has been his mentor, his political godfather, and somebody who raised him from ground zero to hero in Nigerian political system, I think speaks volumes about this particular Yoruba value. And I believe a lot of people are ready to and willing to exploit this to their advantage, democratically and politically. So his entry is a welcome development, but at what expense? At whose expense? And what are the consequential realities that Yoruba in particular will pay within the body politics of Nigeria?
Okay, Prof. You did talk about his political tentacles, and that's actually important. You talked about his political tentacles. You talked about his political base, even within his party. From where you are sitting now, do you think Professor Osinbajo has got enough political tentacles across the length and breadth of this country, and has got that political base, not just within his party, but even across board in this country, to be able, to go to take on, some of the more accomplished politicians now that he will be standing against?
You see, in Nigeria today, I'm a political scientist. I'm not playing politics. Politics is for politicians. As a political scientist, there are only two politicians in Nigeria that has down to earth political tentacles across all the devices in Nigeria. One of them is Bola Tinubu, and the second one is Atiku Abubakar. Outside these two, anybody that is claiming to have tentacles is only playing to the gallery, and including Osinbajo himself. In fact, in APC, Osinbajo is an onlooker. You understand? He has been sitting on the fence in his own political party. And even the last convention, you asked what was his role, or what were his roles in that last convention? Virtually nothing. So you cannot just, remain aloof in a political party system and allow others to put actors to run the party, and you come at the 11th hour and say you want to take over the candidature of the party. So you see, there's going to be a lot. There are a lot of gaps and loopholes in his own political development. And I believe, to me, as a political scientist, it behoves on Osinbajo also to have at least allowed himself to learn the ropes from people like Osinbajo, from people that from Tinubu, and from people who are older, who paid their prices variously, both vertically and horizontally, so that at least maybe after 8 years now, he'll be able to now say, I have learned a lot and have experienced a lot and I have mastered a lot. But as of today, all the structures of democratic activities which can at least serve as a strength for candidature. I think all the three structures are not in favor of the presidency, the party, and his political tentacles. These are he's operating at the ground zero comparatively to people like Tinubu, Atiku Abubakar, and the rest.
Do you think the mere fact that he is the vice president of the country should be enough to push him through?
I think it's going to be a disadvantage to him, because he's coming from the point of view of the opposition will use his addition and his subtraction as vice president to campaign against him. So it's not going to be a strength. It's going to be a minus. If you are in power and you are contesting for power, certainly the opposition will have a lot of volumes upon volumes of gaps and loopholes that they can exploit to that. Well, he may have one contact in from 2 governors or 3 governors or from senators, House of Representatives members at the beginning of the journey. But when the journey has gone far, certainly the people begin to drag their feet. So his vice presidential position, which ought to be a plus to him, is going to serve as a minus also. So, because some people will read a lot of mistakes and problems and challenges that will be associated with his own position and office of the vice presidency, and it's going to be a big minus democratically for him.
And what do you think if what do you think if the president decides to support him? Because the president, of course, has said, well, that he's not going to mention the name of his own, that's the person he would like to succeed him, because according to him, people would go after him. But I'm just wondering, you think if he has the support of the president, that should be enough to help him scale through the primary and then, propel him to be the candidate of the party?
I can assure you, if President Muhammadu Buhari, in his own wisdom, decides to support Osinbajo, that's right. That is the ideal thing because he has been his vice president for 8 years. But I can assure you, there are some areas in Nigeria that Buhari, they are not raised Osinbajo's hand as his candidate. I can assure you this. I may be wrong, but I am very, very sure.
So you think this might be a difficult one too for the president to deal with?
Vertically or horizontally, head or tail, both Osinbajo and the president will find it very, very, very challenging things to do if Buhari decides to support Osinbajo. But I don't think even at that is enough to guarantee Osinbajo's success. I'm very, very sure. Because Buhari himself has his own baggages now. So he will be busy more in taking care of his baggages than telling Osinbajo's candidature. And moreover, what about the party? What about the governors? What about the National Assembly? What about the stakeholders and the gatekeepers of democracy in Nigeria? How far has Osinbajo gone to interact with them? Look, it's more than just media gimmicks and what do you call it? Urban guerrillarship. Because people in town are whispering to you. You go, Nigerian presidency go far beyond. It goes beyond that. So I wish Osinbajo good luck, but I sympathize with him and I pity him on this particular journey.
Professor Sadiq Abba, thank you very much for your time with us and thank you for your insights there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, sir. Well, we'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Opinions are free, facts are sacred, but truth is universal.
How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
President must see himself as the president of the Federal Republic.
We know where the enemy is. 3 places. The Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On DEJI36O, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts, and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians say in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is possible, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it so that you can understand it, and use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
DEJI36O, dissecting the issues.